Ladies and dudes, I got a big giant surprise for all of you. I decided to do my movie review of The Incredibles 2 earlier instead of doing my movie review of The Incredibles 2 for tomorrow, since yesterday I had a day off at work. Yes, it is very darn surprising, don't you think? Well, anyway, hi ladies and dudes, this is Rebecca LaBarkley, aka Boobot97, this is my review for today. And today's review, ladies and dudes, well my friends, it's that time again for another movie review that I did see in theaters. And yes, I finally got this movie ticket right here at the palm of my hand. And it's gonna be a sequel that came from one of the best Pixar films of all time. So for my next movie review is The Incredibles 2. And I guess everybody wants to know is, does this movie is way better than the first? I will say for me, I will say no. I will say the first movie is a little bit better than the second one. But to tell you the truth is, I do enjoy this movie for what it is. So, anyway, without further ado, ladies and dudes, let's head on to my next movie review and the sequel that came from one of the previous Pixar films of all time, The Incredibles 2. And finally, let's get this movie review started right now, featuring the main plot of the story. All I could say about the main plot of the story is there's so many things that's happening in this film. I mean, a lot of things that's happening in this film that's way too hard to explain. Like, the Incredibles had failed their mission to get this super villain who's a mole, who took away all the money that came from a bank, and they are homeless for a while. They have to stay in a hotel for the next 2 weeks. Frozone gave Mr. and Mrs. Incredible this unknown car that came out of nowhere, and they gotta wear their super suits to meet this superhero fan who's a big giant fan of superheroes, and he's a rich dude, and he told Mrs. Incredible to, have a job and get all the money that they need so their family could survive. So she decided to get it, and Mrs. Incredible is looking forward to do her new job, being a superhero again after all these years, while poor Mr. Incredible has to be at their new home at this big giant, not too bad of a rich house, taking care of the kids and finding out the truth that Jack does have superpowers. But there's a lot of them to be found. And that's all I could say about the main plot of the story. So, yep, there's a lot of events going on here and there with The Incredibles. And I guess everybody wants to know is, what the heck do I think about The Incredibles 2? Well, to tell you the truth is, ladies and dudes, I will say this is a pretty darn enjoyable movie. I did enjoy this movie from start to finish, but sadly there's a little bit of draggy moments here and there in the film. It did lack some storytelling just a little bit, but I enjoyed for what it is, so I really do prefer the first Incredibles movie, because that movie is pretty darn memorable to me. But don't get me wrong, this sequel is pretty darn enjoyable to watch. I will say it had a good, interesting storyline for the most part. The characters were likable. I will say the new characters are fine. The animation is so darn beautiful. The score is still really cool as usual. What else do I like about the film? Oh yeah, it has some very cool comedy moments here and there. And also the fantastic voice casting. I'm so darn happy they brought back a couple of our original casts that we knew and loved back from the first film. Hallelujah to that. Well, anyway, I guess I have nothing else to say, so let's head on to my strongest points and the weakest points of The Incredibles 2. I will say for the strongest points for this movie, I will go on a tie. Just a tie between the voice cast and one good character who's truly the most memorable part about the film. The first strongest point I will say for this cool movie is truly the voice cast. I will say the voice cast really did save this movie without being so bad, and I did pay attention to every single voice cast who was a part about in this movie. I will say the ones who did steal the show is the voice actor who did Mr. Incredible, the voice actress who did Mrs. Incredible, aka Elastigirl. We will always love Samuel Jackson as Mr. Frozone. I will say the best performance in the whole entire movie for me is the brand new voice actor who did Dash. I think the new voice actor who did Dash did a fantastic job, and he is staying very faithful to the original Dash who did the first movie. Well, we already know about the original actor who did play Dash. He's all grown up. He's a man. I'm sure he's married and have kids of his own. But the new actor who did play Dash did a fantastic job, and I'm very glad that he's staying very faithful to the original. That was a big giant praise to the film. So overall, I do love the voice acting in this film. I will say this is one of the best voice acting ever in Pixar history. They picked the rightful actors and actresses at the rightful time to play our dear beloved characters. So yeah, the first strongest point of the movie is truly the voice cast. I will say for my second strongest point of the movie is truly this cute beloved character named Jack. I mean, this cute little baby is truly the most memorable one in the whole entire movie. And I will tell you about this dude just in a couple of minutes for the character wise. So all I could say about the strongest points for this movie is truly the voice cast and our cute beloved Jack. And now, ladies and dudes, I'll go ahead and tell you about my main weakest points of the movie. I only got 2 weak points. Just 2. One, this movie does drag a little bit here or there. And I'm sick and tired of this stupid plot twist that all the Disney company is doing with, has something to do with one character. Yes. My first major weak point of this movie is it's a little bit draggy. I got bored in a few scenes here and there, but I know that the voice cast is the one that really did save this film without being so bad. Yeah, there's a few boring scenes here and there that I just want to get going on some interesting parts about the film, if you know what I mean. And it's hard for me to explain which scene in the movie that's kind of boring to me. So I will say a little bit draggy moments here and there is my first major weak point in the movie. And my second major weak point in the movie is truly the plot twist. Oh man, Disney, could you stop giving us too much plot twists in all of your films? I mean, it's getting pretty old and, uninteresting, and just give us something fresh and new. And yes, it has something to do with the character that I'm not allowed to spoil. I think they waste too much time on a plot twist that involves a character who's going to be the main villain of the movie, if you know what I mean. So I will say my 2 major weak points in the movie can drag here and there with a few scenes, and also the plot twist that we do not like, and I wish Disney should have done something else for this film, if you guys get the picture. And now let's head on to the characters. I will go with the 2 characters who are truly the best parts about the movie, in my own opinion. The The first character I want to talk about is Mr. the Incredible, played by this Greg dude. It's so hard to pronounce his name. Is Nilsson or something like that. But anyway, I really do love this actor who had a fantastic, rich, and powerful voice to one of our most beloved characters of all time. And yeah, I do love Mr. Incredible in this movie. He had a really good storyline. He has a great personality, great attitude. He's a very strong dude. He's doing his best to be a good father to all three of the kids, including one character that he did have trouble with that I will tell you about in a moment. He is truly a really cool character. I really do want to praise the voice actor who did Mr. Incredible. He did a fantastic job playing with this great, memorable character that we will never forget in movie history. And yes, the best part about Mr. Incredible, I love the best, is his voice. The voice fits so perfectly for this cool, memorable character. And that's all I could say about Mr. the Incredible. And for the second character I really do care about in this movie is Jack Jack. Oh, Jack Jack, he is so adorable and cute, and he's truly the most memorable character in the whole entire movie. I mean, this cute little baby had blew me away, and he had stolen this movie for me. Jack Jack, he's the main savior of the film. I mean, this baby is so darn adorable and cute and powerful, and he's so darn headstrong. I mean, the best part I love about this cute little baby is the moment where he did fight that raccoon. And he and the raccoon had one of the coolest fight scenes of the whole entire movie. I mean, it was so darn cute, it was adorable, it was so darn hilarious. And yeah, Jack did the best he could to face that raccoon and make sure he doesn't get rabies. We don't want a cute little baby to have rabies if this raccoon gets out of control and all that stuff. And also, I do like the moment between him and his daddy. That was so darn hilarious. So yeah, I will say Jack Jack is truly the best character in the whole entire movie, and one of the best main saviors of the film, if you know what I mean. So anyway, ladies and dudes, let's go ahead and tell you about my final thoughts of The Incredibles 2. Overall, The Incredibles 2 is, I will say it's a pretty good sequel overall, but I think I like the first Incredibles movie better, because it's a lot more memorable to me. I will say for The Incredibles 2, it had a good storyline for the most part. The characters were enjoyable. It has some good sceneries and highlight moments of the film. Great animation, good score, and really good funny moments. And it has a few memorable moments here and there in the movie, so I will say it's a good sequel to watch. And truly the most trustworthy one so far. So for my rating for this movie, I decided to give it a 9.2 out of 10. Please check out this movie to believe it if you guys are still a big fan of Pixar. This is the most long-awaited sequel that we all been waiting for the last 14 years ago. And that is it for now, so that's my whole entire movie review of The Incredibles 2. And join me next time for my next movie review to come. In the theater-wise. Sadly, I only got two. Two movies I want to see for this year. I want to see Ant-Man and Wasp and Christopher Robin. So be prepared for my two new movie reviews I will see in theaters. And I'll be back for more movie reviews to come for some other movies I have never seen in theaters. Or maybe a few of them that I did see in theaters. Well, you get the picture. So I'll see you guys later and sayonara. Bye.